Welcome, Camille. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Everyone, we have so much in store with you. Camille will let us know, for the record, what meditation is, how it can serve us as creatives, and what she does through her brand to look out for us. In that respect, and coming into this new season of spring and coming into summer, like what we can do to make sure we're mindful through our creative works. We need that. So, to start us off, Camille, tell us, would you rather create a meditation journal for creatives with prompts, with reflective quotes, like all that good stuff? Or would you rather do a meditative day at any festival of your choice?
Oh, that's a really hard question because I would love to do both. I would love to do a combination, like doing a meditation at a festival with the meditation journal. Um, but I think if I had to choose, I would choose doing the festival because I feel like community events that bring people together and give you an opportunity to really sit and be mindful with other like minded people. One, it really creates a sense of community, right? Like you get to meet other people that are also interested in meditation and mindfulness and wellness, and it helps you connect in real life and offline, which is kind of rare right now. A lot of things are mostly based online, or a lot of things, I wouldn't say mostly, but a lot of things are based online. And I know that having experiential events and events that are in person is really, really important right now. And the second thing is, it allows you a space in real life to connect with yourself, and it allows you to really get a feel for the meditation practice, on your own, like in community with other people. So I think I would choose, if I had to choose, I think I would choose the festival.
Okay, okay. You're like me. I'm like a in person, got to experience, and I'm here with that. We could have this festival with these journals to use to bring folks together. But I love that you said that because I know for the past few years we've been in a space where we've been separated. We've been on apps like this, away from people, and it can cause a lot of damage that we are not so aware of with our mental wellness. And so I would love to see that. So if it was a festival, what would you choose? Okay,
Culture Con.
that's
Yeah,
a good one. That's a
I
good one.
would I would choose Culture Con.
Uh-huh.
Definitely still want to serve the creative community, especially Black creatives like myself and
Mhm.
yourself as well. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think Culture Con would definitely be great. I attended Culture Con. Was that last year? Maybe year before.
Okay.
They did like a spotlight on creators where they did like they featured like videos of creators, and I was thankful to be one of the featured creators there. So I
Wonderful.
didn't get to host a meditation, not yet, but
Yes.
I feel like I'm close.
Yes, they're closed. You already in the door. We
I feel
gotta
like
we
I'm
gotta put
close.
that out, that call for proposal. We gotta pitch you out there to Culture Card. Okay, we speaking it. I see you somewhere in Brooklyn, out in the park, Prospect Park, in the whole. I see that in the whole
I
park
would love that. Yeah,
outdoor area.
would love it. Yes.
Yes, we're gonna make that happen. All right. Well, I love that answer and response. And everyone, this is a testament to what this episode is about, how to do mindfulness in community, particularly for us as creatives and especially as Black women creatives. And I want you to tell us who or what was that first creative spark for you? Like, what inspired you as a creative, or who inspired you as a creative?
So I have been writing. I'm also a writer. I have a Substack. So, and I have been writing probably since I could write. Like I have had a journal, kept a journal since I was about 6. Like it's just always been a part of my life. And what sparked that was I am a millennial, very it just is, but I'm a millennial. And there was a movie that came out in the 90s called Harriet the Spy. I remember seeing this movie for the first time, and the movie is essentially about this girl, Harriet, who keeps a journal. And she has all of these like salacious things in her journal, or like these interesting stories in her journal. And somebody finds it and it gets out, and like chaos kind of ensues from there. And it all kind of started with her writing. Like this whole movie kind of just started with her writing and having a journal. And I remember watching that movie and turning it off like at home and going to start a journal, because I was like, this seems really cool. Like it seems like some things could start. Like, I could get some things going like from having a journal. I don't know. I didn't want chaos, but I definitely wanted to start to write stories and narratives, and like even write things about my own life. So I started it then, and then I have been I will say sporadic journaler for the better part of my life. And I've written everything from personal essay to fiction. um, and that kind of sparked my creativity. But I've always just been like curious about creating, and different mediums and visuals and words. I'm a big bookworm as well. I'm always reading something. So yeah, I would say that's what kind of started my creative journey.
Wonderful. I love that. That's so creative. If y'all don't know about Harriet the Spy, Gen Z, we had it all. Okay. That movie was so transformative, even for me. I was thinking about it a few weeks ago. It's so interesting. We got to do a Harriet the Spy like
The,
movie night, because it was so many great themes in it, and it was also was like girlhood and not having to just be always so conventional, just doing you, exploring. And I love that that was something that sparked that writing for you. I'm also a writer, so journaling is something very cathartic too. Like
Mhm.
it actually helps you just process what you're going through, what you're living, and to know like that was something that inspired you and made you also see the fun in it, like the joy in writing, not just, oh, let's write this essay at school. No,
Yeah.
let's write a story and experience, and life is an experience. So I think that's pretty dope. And the fact that now you're in mindfulness, and we see with journaling now and writing, that's such a great mindfulness practice that you're also doing in your brand as well. And side note, that Harry the Spy, that book was like the burn book for me girls. I was like, they got that from Harry the
It
Spy. I was
was.
like, that was Harry
Was.
the
Yeah, that was
Spy.
Harry the Spy. Yeah, it was years before. Yep.
Yes, I'm like, come on now, y'all need to make sure y'all pay homage. Here it is, fine. Walk so mean girls can run. But all right, I want you to tell us, what is the Clearly Camille brand, and how did you get started?
So my story starts some years ago. I was experiencing a lot of hardship in my life and a lot of changes, and I went to therapy for the first time. And upon going to therapy for the first time, I spoke to my therapist, and I was telling her everything that was going on with me at the time. And she said, well, have you ever tried meditation? And I hadn't. I was like, I'm familiar, but I haven't really tried it. Like I had done like yoga and stuff before, but I had never really tried meditation to manage what was coming up as anxiety. I had never done it before. And she was like, well, I would recommend you give it a shot. Like download these apps and, see which one you like best. Just try it for like a minute or two every day and then see how you feel. So I was like, okay, like, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Like I'm feeling really anxious. I have a lot on my plate. Like, let me give it a shot. And I tried it and I was consistent with it. And I found that it really did help me, just to kind of manage my anxiety, to slow down, and to be a little bit more present. And I just kept it up. So I continued doing that for about 7 years. And then 2 years ago, I just decided to go ahead and get my meditation teacher certification, because I really wanted to help share meditation and mindfulness with other people. And in doing that, I really thought about the artist community because I consider myself an artist and I have a lot of artists in my life as well, as friends, as colleagues, as, family members also. And I see that it's sometimes difficult for them to manage their own stress and anxiety, because they may be independent artists and they may not have like a traditional workplace wellness program. They may be busy and not know how to like manage anxious thoughts, and they may not want to do something that's more traditional, or they may be looking for something to supplement or to accompany, yeah, that's a better word, accompany their like therapy or something like that. So they may not know much about meditation and they may not know how it could help or benefit them. So I really wanted to focus on the artist community, even though I do meditation for various communities. But I really wanted to focus on the artist community because I feel like it's something that's relatively untapped for that demographic. So
Mm.
that is kind of where I am now. I host events. I'm based in Chicago, Illinois, so I host community events and other events here as well. I just hosted an event at Uncommon James for Women's History Month, which was really great. We hosted women leaders in the space to talk about intention setting for spring because spring is nature's new year. And we did a meditation session as well, included, light bites from Protein Bar and like gift bags to really give these women a moment to slow down and to celebrate themselves in a safe space. So I do events across the city and I'm looking forward to doing more. So I'm really continuing to serve the community and to serve artists as well.
I love that. Thank you for that so much. And I really love that you took something that was a healing for yourself and want to provide it as a healing for your friends and your community. And I think that that's so powerful. And that's what, when I think about, say, like freedom, what it really means for us to be free and be our own, it's really for us to serve through what we have to give. That's freed us to help free others, whatever that looks like. So I think it's so beautiful that you're doing it in this way and making it your own in that regard. And I want to know in that, what was like that, I call it a eureka moment where you were like, I really want to help the creatives. Like what was, there's like a conversation you had with a friend, an event you attended. What was that moment you said, I really want to support creatives?
Um, it wasn't a specific moment. It was just I have a lot of friends that are creatives and artists, and it's just like I just see them like buzzing around all the time, and I'm like, you can slow down, or you can take a moment, or like if you did take a moment, you wouldn't. Maybe you could get through your creative block that you're experiencing, or like get over some of your anxiety as a creative. And I just kind of saw them buzzing around and like not really taking time for self care and taking time to be mindful in their actions and just to slow down like for half a second, because I think when you're a creative, specifically if you're freelance or if you're independent, like you are the business, like you're doing everything in addition to feeding your passion as a creative, whatever your medium may be. So you may not think about how you're kind of managing your mental health or your overall well-being while you are managing all of these other things and all of these hats. So I wouldn't say it was a particular moment. It was just like an observation that I had over time, and I was like, I think that this would really be helpful to other people. And it was something that I was doing that I don't really even know if I was expressing to people, that like hey, I meditate every day. Like, it wasn't something that I told people, but once I figured out or kind of observed like this could be beneficial for other people, I think that's when I started expressing it. And that's kind of what made me want to move forward.
Okay, okay. That's really good. I feel like shout out to our freelancers out there. I know the struggle, and it is like sometimes we're trying to wear all the hats and do all the things, and um I call it like finding that flow state, so it's really great that you can identify that and let folks know there is a way instead of just going the way that we typically like to go, which is like wherever life takes us, as
Yeah.
creative. And and with that, tell us like literally what is meditation?
So I like to in a lot of my classes I always explain the difference between meditation and mindfulness, right? Because a lot of
Hmm.
people kind of like blur the lines. And you can do most things mindfully. Mindfulness is really focusing your attention on one particular thing, like a sound or even just a particular action, right? And meditation is a mindfulness practice where you are kind of like physically sitting in traditional meditation, because there are several different meditations, right? There's like a walking meditation, there's eating meditation, like there's several different kinds of meditation. But meditation is really just the practice of being mindful, and it's the act in that moment. So you can meditate anywhere. You can meditate with your eyes open or closed. I always tell people you don't have to necessarily close your eyes and sit with your legs crossed on the ground. Like, you can just sit and be present in the moment, and that is a form of meditation also. I don't think it has to be so rigid. Like, some people probably would argue that it is in particular ideologies, but I think as long as you are sitting and in practice of being mindful in that moment, and really focusing your attention in that moment and on one thing, like, you can be in a meditative state.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Like, cause woo, I know folks are confused and I just want to get out there. And before our next question, can you tell us the forms of meditation you do with creatives?
Yes. So there are many different meditations that I do with creatives. It really just depends on the setting. So I've done body scan meditations where you sit and you really just focus on each part of your body. There is Vipassana meditation, which I'm traditionally trained in, where you focus on different parts of your body and you notice the sensations on each part of your body and really focus on that there. I've also done mindfulness meditation where you really just focus on the present moment and focus on your breath as it flows in and out of the body. And then I've done visualization meditations too, which are a little bit untraditional, but um, I have found that artists and creatives, those that are more visual people, respond really well to a visual meditation, because it allows them to be in the present moment, to observe their thoughts, but to also have a visual representation or a visual reference point that they can look at or think of as well. And that kind of helps them relax in the present moment if their medium is more visual. So several different kinds of meditation, and I'm still learning other things as well. I always say, like, my practice is a practice, so I'm still learning, and I'm doing other certifications, and really working to expand my practice also, so that I can better serve the communities that come to my sessions. So yes.
Awesome. I love that. And I love that I was going to ask you that too, like what creatives you tend to see gravitate towards. So I'm not even surprised about visualization because that's all we're doing is creating these visions. But it's like, again, how does it come to fruition is more of the scattering that we do. So to really help um us be clear and focus on that vision, I would love to attend that, or at least, have that, because it's so important to make the vision clear, like what with you, no pun intended, but that is literally what it's all about as creatives. So that is amazing. So thank you. I really hope that resonates with a lot of our creatives out here, that meditation does not have to look a certain way. It's all catered to what your needs are. It's not about I gotta do this for 30 minutes. Like you said, sit with my legs closed. It's really just what? Cater to who they are, right?
Yes, and I mean there are some ideologies where it is like very strict, it is very traditional, like you sit for this long, you know, you don't move, you have to sit in this position. But there's a lot of different types of meditation. So I would just say like if you go to a meditation session and you're like, I'm not really feeling this, like look into other different kinds of meditation. There's like
Mm,
transcendental meditation where you focus on a specific mantra and you say that over and over again. There's, you know, mindfulness of breath. There's walking meditation. So I would say like, you know, exploring different types of meditation too, like not just writing it off if you go to one session and you're like, this is kind of intense, I don't like it. And then also, if you're a beginner, really starting small, because I think that
mm,
is really where a lot of people fall off. They think that they have to meditate for like 30 minutes a day. And it's like, if you're newer to meditation, you're not going to go from 0 to 30 minutes a day. Like, you're
mhm,
just not
mhm,
going to. I would say start with a minute. Start with a
mhm,
minute every day, or start with a minute at the same time every day. That way, you know, you get used to it. It becomes a part of your routine, and then
mhm.
you can go up to 5, and then you can go up to 10, and then you can go up as many as you want. You know, but it's just about it's a practice, and with any practice, you kind of have to build up to it.
Amazing, amazing. And with that, why would you say it's important for creatives to be mindful?
I think that a lot of creative work is mindful. And it's very personal. Like a lot of people that I know that work in creative industries, their work is their passion. You know, they don't, a lot of people, you're not going into creative work because you want to make $1 million or because you want to, you know,
Mhm,
you go into it because it feeds your soul.
mhm,
Because you're a creative at heart. At least most people that I know is because they are creative at heart and they have a certain vision and point of view, and they want and need to share that with the world. But the thing is, I think that when your passion becomes your work and those lines get blurred, it can get really stressful because it's like you want to do the work, but maybe you don't want to do the admin part. And that's part of what you need to get your business going. Or maybe you know don't have a problem with the admin part, but you get creative blocks frequently. And I think having a mindfulness practice is really just a part of keeping your well-being balanced. And I think it can really just help you slow down. And I think everybody should take a moment to slow down, but I think it helps really creatives take a moment to slow down, be in the present moment, and give yourself space to really just be present and not think about the million things that you have to do throughout the course of your day.
I love
And
that.
I think it's really important. It just gives you a moment of calm, a moment of balance, and a moment that's just for you.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. A moment of calm, a moment of balance, and a moment that's just for you. Woo, that's a good one. That's a good one, y'all. Y'all need to write that down because a lot of times, like you're saying, as we get into these creative works, we kind of lose sense sometimes of ourselves and where we're headed, where we're going, where the vision went. So it's really important to have those practices that again get us grounded. I call it like a grounding point, through that. So that was beautiful. And it goes hand in hand with what I was going to ask you next. Like, what would be your tips as it pertains to business for creatives, our artistry, and like our wellness? So, this, like, definitely with meditation. But what would be, I would say, from your perspective as an artist and as a business owner, your tips in business, your artistry, and your wellness?
Um, have balance. Definitely have balance. Um, take moments for yourself, whether it be with traditional meditation or just taking a moment to sit and breathe every day, which is a form of meditation. But just take time to yourself, to give your brain a break, to give yourself a break, and to give yourself grace. Have a strong community if you can, people that support you and people that care about both your professional well-being and your personal well-being, because one is really your personal well-being. You can't do anything without that. So people that care about both your professional well-being and your personal well-being. And the last thing I would say, believe in yourself, but believe that your you don't have to move as quickly as the world is telling you to move. You do have to move, but you don't have to move so quickly all the time. Maybe there's a season where you move really quickly, and maybe there's a season where you rest. I find that that happens with a lot of people. Like maybe there's a lot of movement in one part, and then maybe there's a little bit of a lull. And then in that lull, you have to decide, like, okay, am I cultivating myself? Am I cultivating my community? Am I pouring into myself and my community and even into my work, like working to, you know, I don't want to say be better, but to do more that is expansive? Am I working to expand? Um, yeah, I think those are the big things. I think really taking care of yourself and your well-being is just the biggest thing.
Amazing. Thank you for that. That was like, whew, she had gems on gems on gems, y'all. Like, so I hope y'all play it back because a big part of this is not only, again, taking care of yourself, but I feel like a key theme that that's coming from you too, is like being in community around those two who make sure that you're okay as well, that you can turn to as well, or just doing things in community that is for your well-being. So I really love that. And just for Black women creatives, what would you say? Like, what's like, if there was one word you could tell them right now as it pertains to our wellness and all these things we are doing, are being attacked about, are being judged about, what's something you can literally say to our Black women creatives to keep us encouraged and going?
Rest, rest, lie down. Honestly, I think we feel often, and often we do have to work so hard to get any recognition for our work, right? To do anything. And even in your hard work, even in your pursuit of whatever it is you are hoping to do, find time for rest. And like Black women are very prone to, and women in general, but Black women specifically are prone to develop diseases from, like, not from overexhaustion, and from holding things in, and for pushing things down and pushing down emotions. So rest, and then maybe crash out like once or twice, not a lot, but not, when it's warranted. I would say that's probably not the best advice from a meditation teacher, but it's like you have to not be afraid to speak up for yourself. um Everybody does it differently. You have to be afraid not be afraid to speak up for yourself, but also make time for rest and your personal well-being. Yes, it's just as important as your work.
Oh, beautiful. That, listen, ladies, that's a snap. That's a snap. I never heard rest and crash out together, but I'm here for it.
That's probably not the best combination. I know it. I knew it as soon as I said it. But it's like
It's
I
real.
don't mean a full crash out. I
Yeah.
hope that's not taken out of context. I don't mean a full crash out. What I mean is just advocate for yourself.
Yes.
Advocate for yourself and
Yes.
rest. Yes.
Yes.
Don't be
Yes.
afraid to advocate for yourself and rest. Yes.
Yes, I get what you're saying. We see you, okay? We know what you mean. It's like all those things. Like when you gotta say one day, I'm shutting the computer down.
You have
It's
to.
about
Yes.
me. I'm gonna
Yes.
do me. That's what she mean, y'all. It's like
Yes.
a crash out for you, for your inner being, for
Yes.
your wellness. All
Yes.
right. So make sure you stay well. Instead of crash out and not be well. That's what we're
Yes.
talking. That's what
Yes.
we're talking about. All right, that's amazing. Well, I have a few more questions for you before we head out. If you could create a daily practice for a creative who works in a non-creative space full time, what would that day look like?
Okay, I could share that. That would look like? Having a slower morning. I am a big advocate of having time for yourself. And I understand that it's a privilege to have a slow morning, but even slow moments in your morning. So for example, like if you're a mom, you may not be able to have like the slowest morning, right? But can you have a moment that's just for you? Can you have, your coffee uninterrupted, or having your tea that's just for you, having something that is yours and yours alone in your morning to kind of slow things down just a second. um Doing something like that, something to ground you in the morning, because I feel like a slower morning is very grounding, or slower moments in the morning are very grounding. And finding time within your day, whether it's on your lunch break or after work, to sit and have maybe a brief meditation. Maybe it's just 1 to 5 minutes. Maybe it is in your break room. Maybe it is, in your car. But just a, a minute or two just for you, just for yourself. I would advise that you breathe in between tasks, in between emails. I recently saw a quote where it says, "I'm no longer." I'm very paraphrasing right now, but it says, "I'm no longer worried about as much as I can get done, but I'm worried about how much ease I can invite into my life or myself while I'm doing these things." And that really resonated with me. I wish I knew who the quote was from. It may have been something that I saw on Threads. But I think that that's just so beautiful, to not focus only on productivity, but focus on um, being at ease and being more peaceful while being productive. Because if you're productive and you're panicking and you're all over the place, you are productive and in service to others, but you're not in service to yourself. And then I would say, after the day is done, do something to unwind and relax. Again, this doesn't have to be, it could be like having a mindful moment, whether this is just listening to, something calming on the way home from work, or having a little dance break like after work is nice and relieving. And going to bed early, and not even necessarily early, but
Mhm.
before 11, try to go to bed, um, and get adequate sleep. Sleep is different. All of us need different levels of sleep. Some people need 7 hours, some people need 9, but figuring out what that looks like for you to feel rested, and going to bed and not being on your phone before bed, because you sleep better when you're not on your phone.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I am dropping the mic. Okay. I feel like if there was nothing else you remembered, and I'm glad this was at the end of the episode. If there's nothing else you remember, it should have been that practice right there. Oh my goodness. That whole thing about the ease, listen, that is real talk. She is speaking real talk, because at the end of the day, stuff is going to get crazy. But we are responsible for how we internalize that, how we process that, how we move on that, right? And I love what you said. I'm cracking up because I'm doing that during this podcast, y'all. I got my I call it like my own Gatorade, right? I got the Himalayan salt in there, some honey, some water, some lime, because I know sometimes I get a little hot when I'm like doing these podcasts, a lot of energy coming out. So I get a drink before, I probably will sip it a little during, edit it out, and then I'm definitely going to be drinking the rest when it's over. But that is such a powerful example of, like we spoke on earlier, going through your flow. That was a flow state day she just described. And I hope y'all write it down. And then the slow mornings. That she's speaking truth on that. That has been another game changer every morning for me. So I love that you mentioned that,
I
because
love slow morning. I
yes,
love slow
yes.
morning. And every morning can't be a slow morning,
Mhm,
unfortunately.
mhm,
But
mhm.
like when you can have even moments in your morning to just ease into your day. Like I don't think we were ever intended to hop out of the bed and then just start
Yes.
working. Like take something to ease into your day. Like it's okay to move with ease.
I love that. And I was going to say the same thing. It won't, it probably can't be every day. Just like Camille said, and I would say if you know that day that you can get it in, make it that slow morning. And Sundays is that day for me. But if it's a day that you know you can have an extended slow morning just to make up and have that impact for you throughout your week, do that. But the whole point is we're talking about presence. And I just thank you so much, Camille. So we have our last question. I like to call it our Rise, Shine, and Thrive song. So a song that whenever you're groggy or like we getting up for these slow mornings, what would be something that you'll throw on to get you ready to go for the day?
Hmm. Something to get me ready to go for the day. Um, if I know it's going to be a particularly rough day, I always listen to Beyonce's Homecoming album
Mm.
because I always think about the fact that she did all of that and she was so hungry and she had just had I think she had just had the twins after that album. Um and I'm like, wow, if she could do that, I think I could do this. so so maybe the diva compilation from the Homecoming album. If it's a normal day, probably like something where I would ease into it. So probably like Sunshine by Cleo Soul. Yeah.
Listen, I love we on the same wavelength, okay? Because
Yeah.
Diva is my Rise, Shine, and Thrive song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Diva just in general, not the homecoming one, but I'll pop in that homecoming one too. But yeah, we in the same rhythm because it doesn't matter if you're, you know, sitting there listening to it or if you want to dance to it, you're gonna feel those vibrations.
Hmm.
Okay. You're gonna get in that momentum because of that song.
Hmm.
And I didn't even know all that about her with her
Yeah.
backstory with the song. So the fact that again, she's Camille is giving y'all gems. She's thinking about the mindful part of again, if Beyonce could do this and go through all of this, how am I not going to go through? I got the same 24 hours today, and I'm going to put it through. So I love it. Thank you so much, Camille, for being here today, for dropping these gems. I really feel like again, this new year or spring coming in, that our Black women creatives, our rare mavens will have so much. They'll be so full from this episode. And I just thank you I thank you for everything you have to offer, you have to give. We are definitely going to be doing some things with Rare Maven for sure with you because we need more of this. We need more mindfulness and awareness of this spread out. So I want you to make sure you let us know how we can stay in contact with you and what you got going on coming up.
Yes. So you can follow me on social media at Clearly Camille on all platforms. I'm everywhere. And for right now, I have some things in the pipeline, but I am waiting on some confirmed dates. So when I have the confirmed dates, I will send them over to you to share with the community. But really looking forward to more in person events in the Chicago area this summer, and hopefully some virtual events coming up maybe in the fall. So I will definitely keep you posted on all of those.
Awesome. And also tell us about your meditation. So if folks can't get you in Chicago, let them know about your meditations online.
Yes. So I have recorded meditations on Insight Timer. So if you follow me at Clearly Camille on Instagram, they are in my bio, and you can just click there and listen to all of my meditations for free. I have a few up right now, and a lot of them are really grounding meditations that can really help you get started in meditation. They're geared with seasoned meditators and also new meditators in mind, and they range from like 5 minutes, and some of them go up to like 15. So if you're anywhere in the world, you can listen to those on Insight Timer. Feel free to just follow me on Instagram at Clearly Camille. Click the link in my bio, and they're right there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Camille. This is
Perfect. Yeah.
great. And
Thank
thank you
you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, everyone, for listening. I really know, I don't even gotta ask. I know that this episode brought a lot of value for you all. And I pray that it resonates. I pray that you're able to apply it to your lives. And I really hope y'all reach out to Camille because we need this as creatives. And just remember to own what you create, celebrate who you are. Follow us at RareMaven Media for more to keep up. And yes, that's where we're at. So, peace, y'all.